Hilton here from Redwich, and I have for you today our brand new Fuzz God IV pedal. I want to give a quick overview of what it can do, and then I want to show you 10 settings that you can try at home. We'll do a second video which will have another 10 settings. So basically, very quickly, it's a silicon fuzz pedal with germanium diode Octavia and a crazy oscillation functionality. So you've got these controls. You've got volume that controls the volume of the pedal. You've got fuzz that controls the fuzz amount. You've got Roth, which sets the oscillation frequency when you engage the double thunderbolts to turn on the oscillation mode. You've got sputter, and sputter controls the gating. When it's fully clockwise, it's really smooth sounding fuzz. When it's fully counterclockwise, it gets more gated up till finally it actually cuts the sound out completely. You've got two toggle switches. The toggle switch with the ear, that determines the tone. When it's switched to the right, it disengages the internal dip switch, which I'll come to in a second. And then with this one here with the little explosion, that is the gain. And when it's switched to the left, it engages the dip switch. When it's switched to the right, it disengages the dip switch. Now the dip switch is this thing here, and it gives you 8 different little switches that you can turn on and off. The first 5 control tone, the last 3 control gain, and it gives you 264 different possible ways of running the pedal, which should enable you to dial in your own unique fuzz sound with the Fuzz God IV. That's the idea. You find something that works great for you, and then you set it and you forget it. You engage the pedal by clicking the awaken foot switch. You turn on the Octavia by the middle foot switch, and you engage the oscillation mode with the double lightning bolt foot switch. These two will only work when the actual pedal's turned on, so you have to have the fuzz turned on for the Octavia to work. We're running today a number of different guitars straight into the Fuzz God IV, straight into possibly the most common amplifier on the planet. A classic. It's a working man's amplifier. It's meat and potatoes, but I wanted to give you an honest idea of how it's going to sound like for a lot of us who are working musicians. So this is a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe from the 90s. It's mic'd with a Shure Beta 58A microphone, and it's going straight into Logic. So without further ado, let's have a listen. So for Paranoid, I've got the dip switch engaged. Position 1 is up, and the gain dip switch is engaged as well. So position 6 and 7 is up. I've got the fuzz dialed back a little bit and the sputter back as well. So this is kind of a Tony Iommi sort of sound. This setting is called Purple Octavia. We've got the germanium Octavia engaged, and we've got the fuzz at about 1 o'clock, the sputter at maximum. We've got a little bit of high cut through the dip switch setting, and we've got a reasonable amount of gain, but we're running the Octavia into the front of the fuzz quite hard. There's a trim pot on the left hand side of the circuit board that you can adjust. More counterclockwise means more signal going from the Octavia into the fuzz, and it squashes it and you hits it, and you'll hear that, and it sounds like this. So now I'm going to bring on the oscillation mode by clicking the double lightning bolt foot switch. And when I do that, it's going to start an oscillation note. Now the note will ring by itself, and you can determine the pitch of it by adjusting the Roth control or by adjusting your volume. So I'll turn this on right now. This setting is one I call Zepp 69 Tour. When Zeppelin toured America in 1969, and they did a bunch of outdoor festivals, when the sun would hit Jimmy Page's tone bender, which had germanium transistors in it, they would heat up and they would go out of whack, and it would gate the sound. So this is what this sounds like. We've got the dip switches, both tone and gain bypassed with the toggle switches. And we've got the fuzz volume, fuzz gain I should say, at about 3 o'clock, and the sputter is about 10 o'clock. Sounds like this. This setting is called Cascading Collapse, and basically the note that's being played by the oscillation will pull a high note down to it as you engage. Sounds like this. So now we're going to go for a Brian May sort of sound. So we've got the fuzz and the sputter at maximum, so a really singing, sustaining sound. We've got the dip switch for the tone section engaged, so we've got dip switches 1, 2 and 3 up, so we're boosting the bass, cutting a bit of the low end, and we've got the dip switch disengaged for the gain, which means it's got maximum fuzz. And of course I'm using an equivalent to a penny. This setting is called Velcro Fuzz, and it's utilizing the sputter control to get that Velcro fuzz sort of thing happening. We've got dip switches 1 and 2 up, so we're rolling off a little of the high end, and we've got dip switch 6 and 7 up, which means we've got a medium amount of fuzz available, and it sounds like this. So just cutting that note off, tearing it like Velcro, separating. We call this one American Woman because it's got a singing sound. We're using the dip switch 1 through 4 to roll off the high ends, boost the low ends. The gain is dip switch as a bypass, so it's at maximum gain. The fuzz is right up and the sputter is right up as well. And I won't play the song, but I'll give you some idea. This setting is called Ultimate Octave. It's using quite a lot of the sputter gate control. It's got the Octavia turned on as well. There's lots of gain. The dip switches are all bypassed, and it sounds like this.